trying to figure out where my buttons are at. So basically, I don't end up turning my phone off in the process of trying to put it onto the stand. I don't know why, but for some reason, when I record live on YouTube, it has this swivel. I don't know if anybody else is getting it besides me. They're telling me I have to turn it this way for advanced settings and turn it this way, and just some reason I have to do it in portrait. I don't know why. But anyway, something new, I guess YouTube applied into. I don't know. They're always changing something into something. Doing too much. That's what I say. But anyway, I put down a list of things that we're working on for 2024. We don't know when in 2024, when this stuff is going to be available, when these products are going to be available, but we do know they are coming out in 2024 because there's still a lot of work. Right now, I'm actually building a website for a friend of mine because she saw some of the stuff we're developing. Actually, she's a customer at first, and she saw some of the stuff we're developing and working on things we got coming on in the future. I tell you, people research our company. They go back to see exactly how long we've been in business. They research our tests. They research everything. That's why I said you got to have this stuff up front to be legit, because if not, people will shy away from you. I found out through my customers when they talk to me, how did you find us? They said, we're the first videos that pop up. We are literally the first ones. We're the only ones that are actually showing test demonstrations. That's why I said all this testing is important. Or when they're doing research on trying to find things on fixed frame screens, motorized screens, whatever, we already done it already. So we pop up first when they're looking for anything. So that's how they found us. So with that being said, I'm actually building a couple of sites to help some people out because they don't know the first thing about building sites, but they do have some business savvy and they are well connected. So I'm doing some work over there. Right now, I put a list down on what we're working on for 2024. It is quite an extensive list. Yes, we have the Leviathan and Sugar Plum Fairy. They have customized boxes that are going to be designed for their screens, customized casings, all that stuff. I want that stuff to be completely different. They will be in a wallpaper form and a blackout cloth form. Because some of the gamers I've talked to and I've asked them, like, we designed this stuff, would you want to have it wallpaper only? And I said to have it in a blackout cloth would be pretty cool because then they can design and build their own frames. And mind, this is going to be an acoustic front and rear blackout cloth surface. So the gamer has the option, or whatever he's going to do with it, of watching it front and rear, and it has acoustic capabilities. It's also fully weatherproof. This is going to be coated with that new Element 77. If you've seen this stuff was coated onto a sheet of glass. And at first, we actually dubbed it the Mist because it was going to be used as a window technology, but decided to pull that plug altogether and basically upgrade it to something a lot more advanced where we got that TV technology out of it. Thank goodness. I think about that every day, that I'm so glad that we did not coat that stuff on that glass, because we were in a lot of trouble. Been hard trying to explain that one. But anyway, we also too have something called, we call it Cinemax Flow. So Cinemax Flow is an outdoor projection screen we're working on. I have to bring in, for those particular screens, as I said before, I really don't want to be buying my blackout cloth surface. We usually get it from Amazon. We're actually going to have somebody come in and they're going to design our own cloths for us, our own materials, because I want the grommets a certain way. Sometimes some of these materials are really cheap on how they install the grommets. I don't like how they're done. They're not double stitched, and I need my grommets to be double stitched. So we have a seamstress. I want to say that correctly, right? Anyway, we've got a person that makes clothes and all that, whatever, we need them today. And they're going to come in and design our screens. I mean, pretty much easiest job they ever have, because they just have to have screens designed in the sizes that we'll like. Let me see what else we got. We're not going to make the Leviathan and the Sugar Plum Fairy will not be screen paints. They will be physical screens. It's just much easier, especially when you're shipping overseas. It's a whole lot easier. If I'm dealing with a contract overseas, which I'm planning to right now, not this year, next year, I'm really not interested in right now. But if we did decide, it just makes it a lot more easier than transferring large quantities of items back and forth through customs. Oh, what else did I put on there? I'm trying to remember everything that I put on that list that I have below. The Gamer Acoustics, the Sugar Plum Fairy, the Leviathan. The dedicated Cinemax is now going to be called Superior Cinemax. It will have a massive upgrade attached to it. It will have some incredible capabilities. If you thought the Cinemax we have now is actually amazing, wait till you see what comes up in 2024. We're still keeping it. The name is not going anywhere. We're not getting rid of it, none whatsoever. It's going to stay there. It's an amazing screen paint. That screen paint basically has more coverage than all the other screen paints we've developed. This is actually off-site right now on different sites. We have customers that have been boasting about it. We have an outdoor version, which if you've seen the outdoor version is absolutely amazing. We had a fellow actually showing that off. Why am I just focused on my speakers? I got my speakers right here. Where's my screen at? Bring this down a little bit. Ah, man. I got a busy day today. I got an extremely busy day today. I have my project in here I'm working on. I have people I'm working on a few things, and I'm going to be installing in the first glass ad tech, which we didn't have enough room to add that in there, the ad tech invisible glass technology. We're going to be adding in a screen into an aquarium shop. So somebody a little farther up in my area has an aquarium store, and we're going to be installing in that surface in there, so they can basically get an idea. Well, actually, it's advertising for us. So we'll put it in for free for them, and they're going to advertise it through their glass, which is going to be nice, and it's going to bring them a lot of business at the end of the day to just see these fish moving back and forth in the glass. I showed them the demonstration, and they freaking loved it. Because again, like I said, no one has that technology. Or they do have that technology. They just don't have the technology to eat sunlight. We can eat sunlight. So that's one of the biggest problems when you're dealing with front and rear projection screens, especially for outside advertisement, is the sun. That's what you have to deal with. And I've seen some demonstrations of people saying, well, we have a form of sun outdoor projection screen, and what I've seen is screens sitting in 12 o'clock in the afternoon with the sun sitting across the street and the screen sitting there, and they'll have this high power projector and saying, look, ta-da. No, you have to have physical sunlight pushing through the screen, because you have to be to show at 8 o'clock in the morning, 9 o'clock in the morning, 10 o'clock in the morning, and especially around between 4, no, not so much 4, I say 12 o'clock, those peak hours where the sun is really going to be beaming through your windows. You are going to have to show that you can still push out an image on the other end, and we were able to do that. So, product easily sold. But instead of us going in and coding the windows, which I had to realize that this is something we can't do in every store, due to the fact that some stores don't own the store. They rent it from somebody else, and the renter might not want you coating their windows. So it's much easier for us to just make a film where they can just basically put it into the glass and it can be removed out at will. It makes it much easier. So we're just going to charge by the size of the film. Much easier to do. But for those who are wondering about getting down the road into doing that kind of what's the word for putting this? We have some people saying, well, yeah, they can do it. Your screen has to filter sunlight, and it has to be to pick up a contrast, white levels, and color, and maintain an image without washing out from corner to corner. That's what you're going to have to be able to do. And we all know that the worst ambient light that your projection screen will deal with at the end of the day is physical sunlight. Some people don't have any physical sunlight. They have this everyday lighting in the environment that plagues their screens. But we got ambient light projection technology. That's something we don't even think about or worry about. So that's technology we have coming out. We're going to be revamping the website, putting on new stuff. I want to do more videos into my sites. I like those much better than putting in pictures. I do like videos much better. And then guess what popped up? I popped up for us. A company we're doing business with, I told you it, that was asking us about what is the difference between our product and an everyday black surface. I told you these questions will pop up, and you have to be prepared for them. If you're not, and you can't back your stuff, guess what? No one's going to buy from you at all, period, if you can't back up your product. And one of the questions that do pop up is, hey, why can't I go out to Home Depot and get some black paint? Why can't I go out to Benjamin Moore and buy some paint? Can I just go buy some fabric and do the same thing? This is going to come up. This is why you can't cut corners. If you go on YouTube and you cut corners and you try to make your product look like something that it's not. Oh, by the way, those of you don't understand what you're looking at here, you see that high bright white surface? That's our black technology. You see these surfaces here? That's another sheet of fabric. That's another sheet of fabric. That's a certified screen, and that is a gray screen somewhere in there. So you have to be able to prove this because they won't buy from you. They won't touch you at the end of the day. No company will go near you with a 10-foot pole unless you can provide them very, very strong evidence that your product can actually eliminate one of these tests. If I'm a big corporation at the end of the day and I'm going to sign you to a contract, mind you, this could be a 2-3 year contract. I have to make sure I don't look like an idiot, and I do not plan to look like an idiot on camera. So I'm going to ask you a question. I'm like, hey, buddy, if I were to go into any one of these hardware stores and pick up something and put it against your screen, will it match? And you're going to have to be able to prove that. Everything you've actually documented on your website, you're going to have to back it up because no one will sign you. They won't go near you with a 10-foot pole. We can back this up. You know why? Because we have the most black on black demonstrations displayed than anybody. I mean, Goose Screen, you name any company, go to their website. We're the only ones with these displays on our website. That's a lot. Matter of fact, that is the company. What company was that we did that test against? It wasn't Goose Screen. It was that iPaint Screens? I think that was a sample sheet from iPaint Screens. I think it was theirs. So that came up in a conversation with one of the contracts I'm working on. They said, well, what if they asked a question like, I could just go down and get a black sheet, or if they're selling our products, they're asking what do they say? Well, you just go to our website. We have the demonstrations right here, or you can do them yourself. So this right here at the bottom of our page, market page, you should see this. This is something you should be seeing when you buy screen paint products. This is another reason why we get ridiculed and people will scream at us, because they don't want us saying certain things on camera, like telling customers what to look for and what to ask for. What a customer should be asking before you buy a screen paint product is a product tested. You want to make sure what you're buying is legit, right? I mean, you ask for everything else to be tested. Why not your screen paint? And that's what you should be asking at the end of the day. Is the product tested? All test demonstrations should be showing the product being tested before it was ever sold, which means it would have a time stamp to it. All YouTube videos are time stamped. So you should be able to see all demonstrations of that product before it was sold. If there's no time stamp or no videos, or they're just showing you videos after the product was sold, you need to walk away from that sale. Now, the black on black demonstrations and gray on grays are brutal because you have to do this live and a live stream when you're doing these demonstrations, so you can prove that you're not cutting any corners, you're doing anything illegal. You have to do this. And this is done on multiple different versions of projectors. We do this on ultra short throws. We do this on 1,000 lumen projectors. We do this on 5,000 projectors. We do 5,000 projectors because some people will say, well, they're using high-end projectors to pull white light. Well, we do those demonstrations on high-end. They're doing demonstrations where they're basically adjusting the setting on cameras. You know, I have several video demonstrations of me with two phones showing me my settings on the phone. I actually made that for trolls. Yeah, we had that already done. Been there, done it already. Settings on projectors, we showed that off too on top of that. They're using, we use drop and use 1,000 lumen projectors. We do this on a white surface versus a black surface at 16 feet back in an environment that meters can't register or read, which means that screen has to generate a high enough white level, being solid black, and it has to be able to produce a better and brighter color level than the black paint and better than the white surface at 1,000 lumens at 16 feet back. Now, if you were to ask that question for any gray screen paint out there, hey, you got to test like Mr. Bird, they're not going to respond back to you because they don't have the test. And you don't know what you're buying, do you? So this one, I actually made 3 different black paints on camera. Made them right on camera. All these are live. So I made 3 black paints myself and put it against my own product. Why do you think at the end of the day that I gave permission for people to make our products? We did this already. We know what the results were going to be long before they even tried, because we did it already to ourselves. So any little scheme or thing they think of, we've already done it to ourselves already to test and make sure our products are working perfectly. I did this one already. The black fabric, did it already. We got multiple demonstrations on that one. If you're afraid to do these tests at the end of the day, then you shouldn't be selling screen paint products. Now, but our products for 2024, same testing. They got to go through the same thing. Every product we've ever developed has to go through the same form of testing, all of it. Because I do not plan to be sitting up there in a showroom because my product comes out a complete different color or ends up matching a house paint at the end of the day. I am not going through that kind of embarrassment. Now, one of the things they also noticed too, when I asked people about when they saw video demonstrations, how thorough we talk about our products, how we know what we're talking about on camera, not a bunch of and don't know what you're talking about, or saying a whole bunch of scientific Star Treks. We're not saying Star Trek's not bad. I love Star Trek, but you know what I'm talking about, all that script, because you know stuff they're talking about really doesn't exist. But I don't want to anger any Star Trek fans because I'm one of myself. But anyway, it sounds script. The reason why ours doesn't sound script because what we talk about, we do these tests all the time. Do we use our products? Yeah, my house was fairly littered with our screens. As a matter of fact, here I'm still trying to figure out whether or not I'm going to do a 235.1 levitating or 120-inch levitating. I haven't decided yet. And I found out since they got a creek out back, well, guess what I'm putting out? Oh, I can't tell you about that. That's going to be an insane demonstration. I can't say much about that. I'm going to utilize that whole park out there. See, the problem is when you watch people do demonstrations, they tippy-toe the test. And the reason why here's Charlie the Train, they tippy-toe the test. And the reason why they tippy-toe the test because they don't want to make any mistakes. They need the screen to look perfect all the time. And then when somebody gets it and they stick it in their environment, that's not their environment. At the end of the day, the screen fails miserably. If you have a screen in a dark environment, it's cast in a dark environment all day long. What happens if I stick it in my environment? What kind of results will I get from that? What happens if I take it on site and I display it in a schoolroom or an office or whatever? What's going to happen? It's going to react the same way in the video? No, it's not. That's why we have our customer who went out and painted a screen to his brick wall. We actually had a screen installed to the brick wall, and he showed off demonstrations of the screen outside. Same reaction as the 250-inch screen that we had sitting in our backyard. So this right here is me making the 3 paints myself. Have you seen one of these demonstrations with the grays yet? No, you'll never see this at all, period. It has to be pressured. It has to be pressured to do this. We're not pressured. We do these automatically. Kind of like doing the black on blacks. They're fun. That right there is my motorized projection screen at 98 inches right there. I got off of eBay. Look how bright and beautiful the colors are. That's when I was overweight. Now, on muscle. Yeah, Mr. Bourbon going to the gym every day. I'm loving it. All right, let me see. So right there, that's our screen right there. See how beautiful, how bright that image is? Look how clean the colors are. Yeah, on a black screen in an environment that meters can't read. Now, this is the black paint. Put this right here. There we go. That's a sheet of black paint, everyday black paint. I love doing these demonstrations live, and especially if on site. We've done these companies on site because, again, it just blows people's mind, like, how the freak do they do it? Oh, yeah. Kind of cool, though. Can't tell you how. There's the black surfaces. So I went upstairs on live, made 3 different versions of black paint mixed with white paint, as we advised someone else to do. This is the reason why I laughed when I looked at the ingredients he had on the table, because we did it already. There it is right there. That's the results you would have gotten. And that's the reason why when we actually showed him how to make it and then did it again, it still didn't match our stuff. These are the tests you're going to have. It's a butt killer. There we go. See that? Got to back that up. No company will touch you without it. No customer will touch you without it. If you happen to match, and I don't care how long, it can be 10 years and you've matched a great paint, your reputation is gone. That quick, that fast, it's gone. There's no way to come back from that. And when you do one of these demonstrations, they all must be done live, which means there's no way to get out of this if you mess up. You're stuck in that environment with that out of it. So your stuff better be good. That's why the demonstration is live. Now, I've seen people do live demonstrations on our product and fail miserably. No way to pull up out of that. See my screen coming down? So behind it is a white surface. That's a white surface. This is my screen coming down over the white surface and the black paint. I like doing these. These are the fun demonstrations. Bring the screen back up again. For those of you who've asked questions, if we paint over a motorized projection screen, can we use it over and over again? Yeah, you can use it over again. I do it on my demonstrations all the time. See how my screen comes up? See the screen behind it is solid white. And then we have the black surface. This is the black paint I made upstairs, showing that our products can't be duplicated. What makes our products different from everybody else. This is why I advise people before you go out and you buy my products that you go out and you look and see if you can find people that are doing the exact same thing we're doing. And I guarantee you, no one are doing a gray versus gray test because they're scared, because if their screen matches that paint in a live stream, you know how rough that's going to be on how to try to figure out how to control the damage that's going. It's going to be pretty bad. So this is the reason why I'm talking about this, because this is what all our technology goes to, including the 2024, which one of the screen paints that we have literally is so freaking powerful that we don't have anything to test against except for a physical TV. This is the only thing that we can go toe to toe with it. And I showed it. Matter of fact, I did the demonstration when I was at the apartment. I did certified screens. They won't match the screen because, again, it's a black screen. No certified screen will match any of our technology because it's black. And even our gunmetal technology has tests of knocking out certified screens. Our gunmetal's that advanced. So what do we have next? A gray screen? How in the world would a gray screen compete with our technology? How? The only thing that they had at the end of the day to try to come against us by saying that our products came out so dark you can't see them. Well, that doesn't work anymore because our products are on site. Everybody in the room can see it crystal clear with no problem. So that means somebody lied along the way because they were scared. So that's out of the question. So what's the benefit of a gray screen? Nothing. Can't see contrast, doesn't receive color correctly. You have to calibrate your projector. You're stuck in dark environments. You had to spend the money for an expensive projector to fix what the screen can't do. It's a worthless product. And as for people who have the money, who have deep pockets to spend $5,000 for a projection screen, they can go out and buy Black Diamond. What's the difference between your product and Black Diamond? We can show a difference. They're not ambient light rejection in any way whatsoever. They don't have the capability. And for outside use, yeah, that's an extremely bad no-no because they do not pick up outside. Show me one gray screen at a mass of 250 inches. You know why we did a 250 inch screen? Well, I did a 250 inch screen because I wanted to see my screen at 250 inches and I had the room, so why not? On top of that, you know how much light a 250 inch screen absorbs in? A ton of light. There's nowhere to hide. There's no ceilings, no walls, no place for a screen that magnitude to hide from. So yeah, you couldn't show it. We can go out there and we can show snow, which I love to show the snow scenery. We had so much snow hitting brightness on the screen that was basically causing the grass to go white. And then we show deep, dark outer space. Never can do that on a gray or white screen. So our new technology we have coming out, it's going to have something called Heightener Level 4, which has the ability to produce an extremely high white level. It's one of the elements. Element 77 which is advancement of color. Yeah, Element 77 is a beast. It has some very interesting things on what that stuff is designed to do. It advances color. It'll put gaming on the next level. That's why we're going to engrave that stuff into that Leviathan and Sugar Plum Fairy. Oh, I can't wait to play with the Sugar Plum Fairy, and we get that one right there. I like the Leviathan, don't get me wrong. They're going to have some odd colors to them, by the way. They're not black. They're black, but they have an odd color attached to them. But anyway, it's going to be nice going into form sites with a screen called Sugar Plum Fairy. And they can sit there and watch that screen, level every certified screen that touches it. Do you dare challenge the Sugar Plum Fairy? This is what we're doing here. We did that, yeah. So like I said, this is why when I talk to customers and I ask them, okay, well, how did you find us? We are all over YouTube. We got 9,000 videos in and growing. We're probably going to have 10,000 by the end of the year. And then they said we look for testing, and we have tons of tests on our products. As you can see, you can go to our marketplace right here, and you can see our black versus black tests right underneath. I guarantee you, bar none, as the nose is on my face right now, and as God is my witness, go to one website and show me any demonstration of them putting their product against other products exactly like theirs. For those who said at the end of the day, oh, which products must be gray, these are pour outs. So in a pour out demonstration, you have to be to pour your paint out side by side to a black paint to show that you actually have the same color. It's called a pour out.
Can't seem to be the backup.
You see that white surface? That's our black technology. You see the word Ken? That's everyday black paint. Show me one demonstration. Just one demonstration of anyone out there with a gray screen taking gray paint, drawing into the screen and showing a difference between night and day. Just think about that. One company, anybody. Now our next year, what we're pretty much going to be talking about, show us one screen that can absorb sunlight. Well, actually, we can talk about that right now. We got technology that absorbs sunlight. Let's paint right back over the screen. Come in and paint right back over the screen. You won't see those demonstrations, and the reason why you won't see those demonstrations is because they can't do those demonstrations. See the black shirt that I'm wearing? In a demonstration, I literally got so bored, I threw a black shirt, a hoodie, and a pair of slacks against the screen to show you that, nope, they don't match. But like I said, all in all, you have to have these tests. They have to be done. Our new tests that we're going to be doing next for the new technology, and again, the dedicated black, well actually it'd be the more superior Cinemax will have the ability to be able to go toe-to-toe with the TV. And in those demonstrations, we will have TV displays. We will not be doing this here. Actually, I'm in the process of picking up another shop. I need another shop for spraying and for my workers at the end of the day so we can show that off. Our technology, I need to put a little showroom in there too on top of that for showing off some of our tests. Let me go over to, I'm working on that. Let me see. Oh, here we go. Test demonstrations. For customers, when you're buying screen paints, when you go to the top of the caption, you should be able to click on a test demonstration page. And these are the tests you should be seeing. And we send these out anytime we're dealing with any businesses or any companies. Same thing, we'll have a whole section. Well, actually, we're building a whole new website. This website can't hold any more videos. We completed the website. I literally have more than 8,000 charters in my specification sheets. We've maxed them out. I've done them live on camera. We put so much information and we will actually max out a specification page because you're supposed to know that much about your product. So we are building a whole new website for the 2024 technology because it won't fit here at all, period. And besides, I want it to be separate. So these right here are tests under everything from certified projection screens to 1,000 lumen projectors, ultra short throw projectors, window glass technology, fabrics, all that good stuff. Everything is right here. This is just some of the demonstrations, not all of our demonstrations. This is nothing compared to what we have on the site, but we put as much as we possibly can load in. Demonstrations against white surfaces, massive 250-inch screens, demonstrations on advanced ambient light rejection technology. If I'm going to say something at the end of the day, like advanced ambient light rejection, because that's our own technology we developed, then basically I have to prove that this stuff actually works. Having a 180-inch screen embedded in a ceiling with a ceiling light in the middle of it, and then displaying another screen at 150 inches on a $60 projector, both 140, 200, sorry, 60 bucks to 240. So $200 is what it cost me to do that setup. And I can display in a fully lit environment from ceiling to floor to whatever in that environment with no problem. You have to be able to back that up. Range gain, sorry, doesn't exist. Because the reason why, because there's no proof showing that it actually exists. That's a certified screen test right there. So that technology that we have sitting, and well, actually I'm going to be coding my screen with the new stuff, but that new technology, right, this dedicated Cinemax, well, let me know if you ever seen the Cinemax do any of these tests. None at all, period. So the gray Cinemax is outdated. It's so outdated, it's not even funny. Show me one test of anything matching anything our black Cinemax can do. Our black Cinemax can sit outside, pull 100% star field. Gray Cinemax can't do that. So that means right now, anyone who has this product on their wall has a technology sitting on their wall that's far more advanced than a $3,000 to $5,000 projection screen. So the color pattern test shows which screen pulls up the highest color. All these tests have to be done. Test. This is tests at 1,000 lumens. This is another hard test to do. This test, you have 4 sheets of white paper. You have a black surface right here. You have to be at 1,000 lumens. You have to be about 15, 16 feet back from the screen. That's why you don't see any projectors anywhere in the environment. And that means as we start to change color pattern, that color level balance and white level balance has to be high enough where it maintains a perfect color. Can't come up too dark because if the white levels, the contrast is too dark on our black technology, it turns into this. And if it doesn't have enough contrast, then it turns into this. It must show a perfect balance of color. Now, when you have a gray screen, you can't do this because gray screens don't have enough contrast to pull a proper color. That's why I explain to people when you have gray screens, you think you're actually reading color, you can't see it because you don't have a contrast level. That's why gray screens, the minute you put them in fully lit environments, they wash out. See the color balance? So this is the color purple. So in the color purple, or in green or blue, whatever color we choose, that 1,000 lumens, that means that screen, the technology we have in the background, can't match this or this. It can't match the paint. It can't match the fabric. If it does this, it means it tells us that the white levels are failing horribly in the screen paint and it needs to be readjusted. The white surface right here, which means that screen has to generate a high enough white level, but the heightener that we drop in it can't tip the scales of the black product or the black chemical we have in there. But what that's going to do is it's going to cause the screen to wash out, which means we can't read color. You have to have a balance. This is why when you see me put these screens up and I say white levels and our screen comes up this certain weird tone and people go, oh, well, your screen can't pick up a high white level. This is the sad part about home theater projection. People literally believe at the end of the day that if your screen's a higher, brighter color, you're going to pick up better color. No, you are sadly wrong. That's not true. If that's the case, the white screen would be the dominant screen. The gunmetals wouldn't even exist. Gray paints wouldn't exist. It'd be the white screen because it pulls the highest white level. So see how backwards thinking that is? If they're going to say a screen that pulls the highest white level pulls the best color, then that would make the white screen the dominant screen. Then where does the gray screen fit in on that? Where's a black screen fit on that? None of them can fit on there because a gray screen does not produce a higher white level than a white screen. Only a white screen can produce a white level that high. So if that's the theory, the higher or brighter the screen, the lighter the screen, the better the white levels, then the white screen would be the more superior screen. And all this time, people have been brainwashing themselves, telling themselves at the end of the day, oh, if I get a light gray screen, I can pick up higher colors. No, you are literally washing your screen out. You don't see contrast. You're not seeing perfect color because your screen can't receive a contrast level. You need both to do it. And it has to be a balance, because too much contrast means the image comes up too dirty and you can't generate white light, and therefore the image comes up dirty. Too light, and that means you can't pick up a contrast level and you can't maintain perfect, rich, deep color. Our technology does both at the same time, generates a high white level, picks up perfect color balance, and picks up a 100% contrast level regardless of what your projector is. Which means this screen right here is going to require some kind of projector with an insane amount of contrast to fix the contrast that's not there and you're still not getting what you paid for. And painting your screen all black without our technology, well, you're going to have to pick up an extremely high 7,000, 8,000 lumen projector, and still that won't even work because we did it on high lumen projectors and it doesn't work either. They don't have the ability to read white light. These are one of the tests you have to go through. And this test has to be done live. Sounds crazy, doesn't it? It is. We do this all the time. We do this all the time for fun. Because I've done it enough times. I did this on site. Walked on site with a gray screen and white screen, put it up, said, look, here we go. This is what you're picking up. So if your black levels are too high, your screen fails. If you're actually not true, that's not for us because we have a heightener technology, so you don't have to worry about that at all, period. Yeah, that's just for everybody else. That wouldn't be for us. It is true, it wouldn't be for us. The black and white test. Now you see on this side we have the black paint. Doesn't see white levels. Only RC see white level. See on this side we show contrast. The white screen can't read it. You have to have a balance to pick up both at the same time. Now, as for that whole excuses, and we know that trolls out there have their excuses at the end of the day, how it's done. You don't know how it's done because we've seen your demonstrations and you don't know what you're doing. You honestly do not know what you're doing. You're on camera talking a whole lot of hula. You don't know what you're doing. You don't know what you're saying. You don't know the science behind you. You know nothing about it all whatsoever. I can tell just by the way you talk. And the reason why I'm saying that is because you don't have any of these tests. This is one of many that we've had to do. Your gray screen can't do this. Reason why? Well, one thing, it's not going to see contrast. A black paint will pick up better contrast than the gray screen. The only thing it would be able to show a little difference with is what the white surface, and not by much. Not in the color patterns, it wouldn't work. And then being with this much light in the environment, this would also be a problem that would plague the gray screen because the screen would wash out. And it doesn't make a difference if we use 1,000 lumens, ultra short though 5,000 lumens, Pico projectors. I've done it already, it doesn't work. Oh, there's Taco. Look at Taco walking through. Now, I also too find it, not to say interesting, but I remember one time I was doing these demonstrations and we had a troll come into the room and say to me, well, you don't know anything about gray paints, really. Really. I know you're leaving the room. I know they're in here. So I know y'all left the room. Really, I was making gray paints before you guys existed. You ever heard of a company called Digital One Crystal Screen Paint? Yeah, that's where we started at. We was making products before you guys ever existed on YouTube, before you ever even noticed on YouTube. The reason why, because look at my video count compared to y'all. My video count is way beyond because we did tons, I mean tons of videos on great products when they first, well, not when they first came out. I was actually 5 years late. It was already out when I was out. So there are some people that have been out before I was here, but they weren't there. Fabric. Here we go. Here's another one. This comes up quite often. So we give out a free blackout call. We used to with our Surface. And one of the things that came up, someone said, well, how come I need to buy the paint? I can just basically just buy fabric and do the exact same thing. Well, guess what you got to do? You got to back that one up. So this is a piece of fabric covered the whole entire screen. That split in the middle is the only area where you can see our technology. This shows you why any black surface or fabric is not going to do the same thing as our product. Now, when the other fellow, the other troll, came in and said, hey, look, you could do that. That's why I swear, I think at the end of the day, maybe he may have something wrong there at the end of the day. Maybe he doesn't remember things, because we literally did this demonstration so many times. And this is why I stopped entertaining the trolls, because for me to go in and bring up a demonstration that we've done dozens of times just to prove something that we've already did because someone's memory does not click correctly and they can't remember or don't research us enough to know we did these tests already, and then come back and say, look what I figured out. No, you figured out something that we already did years ago. Been there and done it. But the problem is when you don't test your products, then these ideas that come to your mind think they're all brand new. They're nothing brand new. We've done this already before. So yeah, that's the fabric surface that we give away free. And this is our product right here. It's one of the favorite demonstrations I did. So all these tests, all this stuff that you're seeing on our products we have now, including products we have coming out in 2024, will have to go through the same rigorous tests. And guess what? Mr. Bird will be sitting up there in 2024 saying, hey, look, this is the test we did here, and this is the test we did here, and this is the test we did on this product, and that's how we tested that product, and that's how we know this one reacts this way, and that, because I do my test. I can go back to sevens. I can go back to, wow, sevens are way back. Yeah, we had tests on sevens. We got 7 tests. Every product we have, we have to do these tests. That's why you see me sitting there with my hands up like, where are y'all tests? We're the only company who develops this black technology. I've had people come up to me and say, well, I can go something. Go ahead. Go someplace else. Knock yourself out. I already know what you're facing. When you leave out that door, I already know what you're facing. The only, well, actually, no, that's not true, because we take out certified. So if you get a certified screen, you literally just spent $5 for a screen that our technology under $500 can take out on a much cheaper projector at that, in a more well-lit environment, and even can go outside at that. You're not going to drag a $5,000 screen outside into your backyard. You're not doing that. Yeah. So already know. Gray screen? Well, no. We already know what you're facing with gray screens. I've developed great technology, so I already know from the door what you're going to get. White screen? We already know the door from that one. You definitely should all know that one already. So you get a black surface, you stick this on your wall, and you think you can duplicate what we do at the end of the day, that will be your results right there. Because here's the thing, those surfaces do not have the ability to read and understand white light. Only our technology has that capability. And for those people who did try to make black paints and couldn't get the colors correctly, which I don't know how that even worked, at the end of the day, they don't even have enough testing under their products. They can't even do these demonstrations. That's why I don't mind. If a customer wants to get disgruntled with me and they want to get upset with me in the middle of a sale and they get upset, so, well, you lost the sale. Actually, no, I didn't. You lost technology at the end of the day, because I know what you're going to face at the end of the day. You're going to go out there and you're going to try to find another company with as much testing that we have under our technology. You're not going to find it. We beat just about everything out there we can get our hands on, and everything else we couldn't touch because they wouldn't go near us with a 10-foot pole. Dragonfly wouldn't touch me with a 10-foot pole. Black Diamond, we did do tests against Black Diamond's products, and we were able to surpass their screen. And the new technology we have now, we will be doing tests against Diamond technology, and we will surpass their screens. Elite screens, we will surpass all their technology with no problem. And then basically we'll move on to televisions, which will basically surpass also too. Now, if I decide somewhere along the line to sell out and sell this technology to any one of these companies, any one of these companies that will have this tech will have the most superior screen on the planet, and they will turn around and they will charge you a ton of money, which means under that $500 mark, you'll be way over that. Keep in mind, a gunmetal screen is about $3 to $5 grand. Can you imagine what a black one will cost you with this capability? But I have no interest in that because I don't like certified screens. I don't like big companies. At the end of the day, I'd rather deal with the mom and pops all day. Look at the white levels on this. Look how crazy that is. Oh, I gotta send this over to someone too, because someone was asking about this too, about if they can use fabric instead of our products. I'm gonna send this video over. See, that's the importance of doing tests. So I know, for one thing, because you know it yourself, but on top of that, you know, you can send this over to people. Look at that. Got to be to back your stuff. Remember I told you about the white levels, the balance of color? That means that black technology has to be to read color at the exact same time, pick up a 100% contrast level, and it has to be to knock out a white screen while it's doing it. So next year, I'm working on my showroom, which I'm going to have these screens on display, just like this, for customers to come in and look at. This is going to be mind-blowing for a lot of people because they've never even seen our black technology. Well, some people have seen our technology offline, but not enough. So it's going to draw a lot of attention. So we'll do one with the gray screen and we'll do one with the white screen. Next, we'll do gray screen on this side. I'm going to do a gray screen on this side. We do the display. I'm doing them at 150-inch screens. So we're going to do a gray screen on this side, and we're going to do the other side with white. We'll paint them in, and then we'll have our black technology right down the middle with an ultra short throw projector. I do want to put in like a Lazy Susan swing wheel, so that way I can switch the projectors out. So we can switch from ultra short throw to long throw and so forth, so they can see how the screen reacts on different calibers of projectors. Most important, you have to show your white levels, extremely important. Some of the demonstrations I see on people showing off black products, they will stick to contrast levels only, knowing that the other screen is not going to pick up the same contrast as their screen, and they would have the advantage point. No, you're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to show white levels too. What is the advantage point of how high your white levels are versus a white surface, even at 5,000, even at 1,000 lumens, even at ultra short throw, which side is going to pick up a beautiful white level. And there's my other projector sitting on the floor. There we go. Outside, we get asked this all the time. Can I use an ultra short throw projector outside? Yeah, you can. That's my $300 Sony projector. Can it pick up on an angle? Yeah. That technology generates literally so much white light that when you look to the side of it, look how the white light's pushing off on the side of the screen. So the 2024 technology, it's going to be way beyond this. Way beyond. When the 2024 technology launches, all this technology will be converted to the new elements. Now, do I need to design 2024? No, we don't. This technology could last us for many years. It's already way ahead of it. But again, I like to make new stuff. And for what I've seen in the new formulas that I'm working on, I want to be able to show this off. We don't need to make anything new. We're future-proof. But I got so many ideas for so much cool stuff I want to design at the end of the day. And this is the reason why my website becomes crowded from time to time. And we had to remove stuff. We've removed stuff off the website. Everything we have is future-proof. But we have to remove stuff because the site will become crowded. I have 2 websites. I'm in the process of building a 3rd website for the other technology. We can't put it on that website. We don't even have the room, and I don't want it affiliated with the paints. These are going to be all screens on the new site. So there's our test right there showing you white surface. If you have a white screen outside, you're using either an ultra short throw or a long throw. We get this all the time. We did this demonstration because not only for testing, but usually when I'm dealing with customers and they have a white screen outside, hey, it's going to be dark outside. What's the difference? I'm not really going to see a difference. And I say, okay, how about this? I'll take an ultra short throw projector at 3,000 lumens. I'll stick it right on top of the screen. We'll take some white surfaces and we'll show you the difference. That's our white levels right there against the Snow Wolf. Picking up 100% black levels. Even if you're in the dark outside, you still can't read it. See? Gonna make a difference. You can take out all the lights on the porch, have it nice and dark out there, and your white screen can't generate crap. Not an outdoor white screen. So in this field for next year, we're going to dominate this with no problem. This would be an easy run. I'm definitely going to be doing a lot of footwork on this one and going back and forth. I've got a couple of states I got to bounce back and forth too. So I'm going to be doing a lot of footwork because this is going to be an easy sell anywhere we drop. The white screen, there's no competition here. We got a technology that can read amazing 100% contrast levels, beautiful colors, outstanding white levels, and it can do it overpower white screen with ease. And we have enough test demonstrations that choke a horse to back up the product on every level. But that's also one of my main plans too, to basically push more on the outside technology. Massive, giant, 250-inch monster screen. At 300, that was sick. Oh man, that's one thing I do miss, my 250-inch screen, but I'm getting me another one. True ambient light rejection technology. All right, people, with 2024, it's going to be fun. And for those of you who have those ultra short throw projectors, when that TV technology launches, oh goody goody gumdrops. Because you can actually physically say that the money you just invested in an expensive ultra short throw projector, that you can literally use it for what it was intended to be used for. Not stuck in dark with a bunch of stage lights behind the back of it. I mean, actually in a fully lit environment, sticking right next to a window and a fully lit environment. You can just come in and click, click, turn your system on. Image pulls up sharp from side to side, just like a TV. Isn't that going to be beautiful? I can't wait to get mine. All right. I don't want to make this too long of a video. I've already talked enough already. 2024 technology. I did put a list down of things we're going to be working on and coming out. I got to go. I got to make some phone calls, places I got to be at, people I got to see. And I have work to do in here on top of that. Getting this place ready and, you know, for me at the end of the day for what I want to do with it. All right. Got to go. Thank you for your time and God bless.